A4 agnostic fundamentalist posted an intriguing video about theocracy in the US. Towards the end of this, there was a series of quotes from the 2008 Republican Party for Texas platform, and I've put a link up on the side here if you want to check it out for yourself. One phrase in particular struck me. We oppose criminal or civil penalties against those who oppose homosexuality out of faith, conviction, or belief in traditional values. Now, it's been claimed that homophobia is the last truly socially acceptable expression of bigotry. People no longer like to be thought of as sexist or racist or elitist, but it seems that they can build homophobia into their political agenda and people will still vote for them. So, to make my point, I'm just going to try a little experiment. In the above quote, I'm going to replace the word homosexuality with the phrase equality for African American slaves and their descendants. So this now reads, we oppose criminal or civil penalties against those who oppose equality for African American slaves and their descendants out of faith, conviction, or belief in traditional values. So the get out of jail free clause for these people are their faith, conviction, or belief in traditional values. So let's have a look at these. Faith. The frequent references to Christianity in the Republican Party platform document suggest that we're talking about the Christian faith here. And the Bible supports slavery just as much as it condemns homosexuality. As for conviction, there are plenty of non-African American racists in the US and throughout the world who believe that people with darker skin than their own are inferior, just as some people are homophobic. What about traditional values? Well, slavery has been around since the beginning of human civilization and still exists in some part of the world. The US itself was largely founded on slavery. It was abolished less than 150 years ago there. That's a tiny lapse in the longevity of this tradition, and the persecution of homosexuals during the reign of the Abrahamic religions is also somewhat of a tradition. Now, I fully expect accusations of racism or manipulation being accused of having taken this quote out of context. Well, you can check the context for yourself by examining the source document. And as for racism, this example is not my belief, it's an absurdism that I've made to illustrate a point. Now, the fact that for many people my changing homosexuality with African American slaves changes the whole meaning of this quote is a bit worrying, because does it really? The underlying sentiment is the same. Arbitrarily regarding one group of human beings as less than another, as not deserving of the same rights and respect. I don't think anybody would expect to get elected with a manifesto that advocated racial discrimination. It's disappointing to see that some politicians believe it's acceptable to discriminate on sexual orientation, and even more disappointing to think that so many people will vote for them. Equality or bigotry? Which do you believe is the right choice?